On the savannah, the lion stands as a symbol of authority, yet nature never reserves the throne for anyone. In a single moment of inattention, roles can reverse, and the hunt can shift in an instant. In the wild, every movement carries a cost. Miss one critical beat, and everything can be lost. Each forceful charge is a warning. Each evasive move is a test of survival. This is the story of the moment when the dominant force must pay a price, and that price begins right now. Dawn rises over the Serengeti, where the lion holds its position as the ruler of the savannah. It controls a territory spanning hundreds of square miles and leads a complex social structure. With a bite force approaching 650 pounds per square inch and claws extending more than 3 inches, the lion stands at the top of the food chain, where strength helps shape ecological order. Yet authority is not immune to error. One moment of misplaced confidence is enough to unsettle judgment. From there, countermoves take form, becoming quiet lessons that follow the lion throughout its lifetime. Beneath the murky water, the Nile crocodile rules in silence. Measuring around 16 feet in length and weighing over 1,000 pounds, it embodies ancient power among clouded currents and slick, muddy banks. Speed is unnecessary. The crocodile survives through patience, remaining still, waiting for movement to enter the water, where alertness can fail in an instant. For the lion, the riverbank is a necessary stop and a line of risk. Each lowered head to drink is a calculated gamble. In a split second, the surface can erupt from below, driven by a sudden surge with an estimated bite force of about 3,700 psi. The lion often pulls back in time to retreat. But here, control does not belong to the ruler of land. It belongs to the water. Experience is something a young lion does not yet possess, and the river offers no second chances. A single curious step taken too slowly at the edge is enough to turn the shoreline into a boundary that cannot be reversed. A lioness may rush forward, but the slick terrain and a momentary gap in timing can be enough for the cub to vanish beneath the murky surface. The mistake makes no noise, yet it leaves a lasting absence within the structure of the pride. This is not a story of which animal is stronger. It is a confrontation between two rulers of different worlds. When the environment shifts its role, the one in control can be forced to yield, simply by placing a foot in the wrong place. Across the sun-scorched savannah, the giraffe appears like a breathing watchtower. Standing over 18 feet tall and weighing around 2,600 pounds, it moves slowly while keeping its head high to read the horizon. Its true defense does not lie in the long neck, but in the hind legs reaching nearly 6 feet, a survival lever capable of releasing force in a single motion. For a pride of lions, this is an immense source of energy and a test of discipline. They do not rush forward all at once. The formation spreads into a wide arc, closing in from multiple angles, searching for a way to disrupt balance. But when the giraffe is a mother, the situation shifts immediately. Without panic, she pivots her body, maintaining distance through precise backward steps. Weight settles to the rear, tension building like a coiled spring. As the circle tightens, a sudden kick is released in an instant, forcing those closing in to redirect at once. The rhythm of the hunt slows. The lions break their angles and pull back, waiting for another moment. Because at this range, even a slight miscalculation can end the opportunity. In nature, power does not belong only to the hunter. It belongs to the one that holds position through composure, distance, and the right response at the right moment. Across the African savanna, lions and spotted hyenas stand as long-standing rivals, competing over the same core elements: space and survival rewards. The spotted hyena is not as large as its fierce reputation suggests. Each individual weighs around 140 pounds, yet carries a bite force reaching about 1,100 psi, powerful enough to end most challenges quickly. Still, true strength does not rest in the jaws, but in numbers. The sharp, high-pitched calls are not chaos, but a tactical language used to coordinate and press opponents. As pressure from the group builds, the hyenas begin to push back. They do not rush in directly. Instead, they apply constant harassment, probing for gaps in the lioness's defensive line. Distance narrows to only a few feet. Momentum shifts, forcing the lions to consider pulling away. The balance changes only when a male lion, weighing around 420 pounds, enters the scene. His presence alone alters the rhythm. The hyenas slow. The formation loosens. Safe distance is restored. The lesson is clear. Victory does not require being the strongest. It requires coordination, awareness, and knowing when to stop. On the African savanna, antelope are a strategic food source, estimated to account for around 70% of a lion's natural diet. Yet they do not exist solely to be pursued. For many species, defenses are already in place, and every close approach becomes a reversed test for the predator. The oryx stands as a symbol of determination. Its straight horns, extending more than 35 inches, give it the appearance of a spear-bearing warrior. As lionesses close the distance, the oryx keeps the horn tips pointed straight ahead, then pivots at the precise moment to cut off the approach. With a single clean adjustment, the ambush immediately falls apart. The sable antelope presents a different kind of challenge. Weighing close to 500 pounds and equipped with curved horns reaching up to 4 feet, it remains constantly ready to respond. One imprecise angle of approach is enough to reverse momentum, ending the pursuit before any advantage can take shape. With wildebeest, the threat takes another form. When pressed, it does not flee in confusion. It turns back, lowers its head, and uses its horns as a barrier. One decisive response is enough to make the lion step back, recognizing this is not an easy target to overcome. On the savannah, life is not given freely. It is preserved through composure, distance, and a response timed correctly. Along seemingly calm stretches of African rivers, one of the continent's most formidable animals lies hidden. An adult male hippo, weighing around 4,000 pounds, carries a body like a floating fortress, with an almost absolute sense of territory. Its jaws can open to nearly 150 degrees, revealing tusks longer than 12 inches, not for display, but to establish clear boundaries. Lions are sometimes forced to approach the water's edge out of necessity. Yet this is where advantage shifts most quickly. In the water, the hippo controls the space. On land, that massive body can still surge forward at speeds close to 19 miles per hour. When lions attempt to form a surrounding position, they face another reality. A bite force reaching up to 1,800 psi, exceeding any physical pressure a savanna predator can apply. Such encounters rarely last long. The lion's refined hunting experience loses meaning against thick skin and overwhelming power. When the hippo closes its jaws, the ruler of the plains often chooses to step back, not from weakness, but from recognizing that some territories are not its own. On the savannah, the force that makes a predator hesitate can sometimes come from an opponent surprisingly small. In nature, size does not always define strength. The honey badger, weighing only around 25 pounds and moving low to the ground, carries the presence of an animal that refuses to be pressured. When several young lions surround it, the honey badger does not retreat. It drives forward instead, confronting animals many times its size and releasing sharp vocal signals that disrupt the approach. Its skin, roughly 1/4 of an inch thick, loose and flexible, makes it difficult for a grip to hold firmly. What causes hesitation, however, is not persistence alone. The honey badger also carries a powerful scent-based defense, turning close range into a risky choice. After several tense moments, the lions begin to spread out, reassessing the cost of engaging a target so small. In the end, the predators move away. Not because of defeat, but because it is not a pursuit worth the effort. From a modest height, the eagle dives, locking onto its target at the very moment it commits. Its massive wings cut through the air, each powerful beat narrowing the space around the pursuit. Once caught within that line of sight, no target is able to break free from the chase. Distance collapses in an instant as speed and gravity merge into a decisive outcome. This is not a hunt, but a moment where a dominant force determines the result. Across the vast savanna, the martial eagle stands as a symbol of power from the sky. It is among the largest and strongest birds of prey in Africa, weighing about 14 pounds, with a solid build and broad wings that allow it to command rising air currents from the ground. It does not limit its focus to small targets, but also applies pressure to agile mammal species that move across the plains. Below, a herd of Thompson's gazelles stays in constant motion to maintain safety. They are known for speed and sharp awareness, yet within any formation there are fragile moments. Young gazelles, weighing around 15 pounds, are especially vulnerable, as a brief loss of rhythm can open a dangerous gap. A single dive follows, fast, clean, and precise, bringing together speed, gravity, and surprise. The inexperienced target has little chance to respond, and the pursuit concludes quickly. At another moment, fortune shifts when a mother gazelle moves in to shield the young, using her own body to divert the aerial threat. That courage can only extend the moment. When the advantage fades, the martial eagle disengages, lifting back into the sky with vital sustenance secured. Along the sheer cliffs of the Caucasus range, ibex reign as natural climbing athletes. Their specialized hooves allow them to grip narrow ledges less than 3 inches wide, where even a strong gust can unsettle balance. Weighing up to about 260 pounds, a fully grown individual appears to sit beyond most hunting calculations. When winter arrives, the rock face turns into a test of endurance. In search of mineral salts, the ibex are forced to move closer to the edge, where every step becomes a calculated risk. That vulnerability is precisely what the sky has been waiting for. From above, a pair of golden eagles, with wingspans exceeding 7 feet, establish a carefully planned approach. The female flies low, pressing close to the cliff to apply direct pressure, guiding the target toward narrow angles with limited options. Higher up, the male holds a watchful position, waiting for a brief misalignment. When the moment arrives, the male descends at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour. Without direct engagement, it uses momentum to deliver a precisely timed impact at the center of balance. On unstable terrain, this single disruption breaks the hoof's grip, allowing gravity to determine the outcome. Rabbits are small animals, constantly exposed to threats from both ground and sky. Their survival depends on speed and agility. When danger appears, a rabbit can reach speeds of around 45 miles per hour, combining bursts of movement with leaps nearly 10 feet long to escape. Yet that very movement makes them visible to eagles. With keen eyesight, the eagle descends from above like an arrow. The grasp happens in an instant, with talons about 2 inches long applying 400 to 500 pounds of pressure, enough to fully control the target immediately. Even though success rates reach only a little over 20%, each encounter helps regulate rabbit populations and maintain ecological balance across grasslands. Along river mouths, large lakes, and coastal zones, the livelihood of many eagle species is closely tied to fish. Below the surface, schools move within ripples, while refraction shifts their apparent position. As a result, fishing becomes a test of angles and timing. From above, the eagle circles to read movement, then adjusts its path toward where the fish will rise closest to the surface. The opening lasts only a moment. The bird lifts the target upward, beating its wings forcefully to overcome the resistance of the water. Moments later, it regains altitude, holding the catch firmly as it leaves the surface behind, ripples slowly fading below. These fish are more than captures. They are essential energy for the nest above. There, young eagles grow with each precisely timed meal, continuing a path of survival shaped by their parents in the sky. From an altitude above 100 feet, where the air is thin and cold, a silent presence begins to take shape. The eagle, the ruler of the upper skies, sweeps its sharp vision across the sun-scorched plain. With eyesight capable of identifying a target from nearly 2 miles away, it waits patiently for a brief opening from below. Down on the ground, lizards set out on a risky passage. They are forced to leave the rocky edges near the water and move farther inland to find places to sustain the next generation. Near-perfect camouflage allows them to blend into the surroundings, supported by a highly responsive nervous system that can react in fractions of a second. But in open ground with no shelter, every attempt to remain unseen loses its value. The moment unfolds as the eagle draws in its wings and descends at speeds exceeding 150 miles per hour. There is no sound and no warning. In an instant, talons capable of exerting hundreds of pounds of pressure secure the target, neutralizing all resistance through overwhelming physical force. As dust settles, the conqueror rises once more, carrying vital sustenance back to the nest high above. In the unforgiving balance of survival, the distance between life and loss can be no wider than the reach of a single set of talons. In the world of wild canines, survival is rarely an individual story. The pack serves as protection, as a tool, and as the fragile line between safety and danger. Wolves are a clear example of collective strength. Each individual weighs around 110 pounds and relies entirely on discipline and coordination to endure. Yet during times of scarcity, when food becomes limited, some individuals are forced to separate and survive alone. That moment leaves them more exposed than ever. From above, the eagle observes. With sharp vision and the ability to read movement, it waits for the slightest break in rhythm. When the moment arrives, the dive is swift and precise. Talons measuring nearly 2 inches apply controlling pressure, enough to force an immediate reaction within a very narrow window. Encounters like this are extremely rare, but even a single instance is enough to demonstrate the eagle's commanding presence over even seasoned ground hunters. With coyotes, encounters tend to be brief and tense. Smaller than wolves but quick and alert, they are ready to respond in short confrontations. Most of these moments are not about final outcomes, but about maintaining access to resources or prompting the other to withdraw. For the eagle, rapid reflexes and control of distance allow it to keep the advantage and avoid being drawn into prolonged conflict. Amid the dense rainforests of South America, monkeys survive through constant vigilance and collective strength. An individual rarely strays from the group because safety exists only within formation. Many troops maintain a size of around 20 members, moving in sync across trunks, vines, and thick canopy layers that form a living maze. High above, the harpy eagle watches with patience. With vision estimated to be about 8 times sharper than that of humans, it detects even the smallest movements beneath the leaves. Unhurried, the harpy waits for a moment of imbalance, when the troop's attention shifts in one direction and a single, lagging individual becomes exposed. The eagle draws in its wings to a span of nearly 7 feet, gliding through the canopy layers, avoiding branches and changing direction within tight space. Its long tail works like a rudder, holding a steady path until the final instant. Distance disappears in a blink. One decisive close approach, and the hunt comes to an end. Within the old-growth canopy, the harpy's regular prey also includes sloths, slow-moving residents of the upper forest. Where light is broken by leaves and branches, dominance is not defined by strength alone. It is defined by precision and by the ability to turn the prey's own environment into a decisive advantage. The lion does not lose its position because of weakness, but because nature always presents a challenger at the right moment. Each counterforce is a reminder of space and limits, where dominance exists only when restraint allows survival to continue. Because on the savannah, mistakes are rarely given a chance to be corrected. For those who wish to follow authentic, dramatic, yet safe encounters of the wild world, choosing to follow the channel and enable notifications keeps the journey moving forward.
Capable of seeing off a lion as long as the antelope stands its ground.